Hey everybody, it's Mr. Francis again, and going to talk about chapter 14 real quickly. Chapter 14 now, chapter 13 was focused on gases, chapter 14 is focused on liquids and solids. And as you go through the chapter, I want you to focus on obviously the properties for liquids and solids, the terminology that comes with it. Much of that terminology you're going to be very familiar with in terms of melting point, freezing point, sublimation. Those are actions that we have seen. Those are properties that you know of and heard. But what I want you to do is actually look at the definitions of each one. Boiling point, melting points, they're not just temperatures. That's all we always associate them with, but there's more to that. Also focuses on other properties such as surface tension, capillary rise, viscosity. When we get into solids, they start talking about the structure of a substance in the solid state. They talk about hardness, conductivity. So look at all that terminology as we get to that, and keep in your mind the thinking, okay, when we have a substance in the liquid state, when we have a substance in the solid state, how is it going to behave? We typically think about water right off the bat with that, because that's one of the more common substances that we have. One other aspect within chapter 14, is they talk about intermolecular forces. And those are attractive and repulsion forces that occur when a substance is in the liquid state, when it's in the solid state. And take note of the types of intermolecular forces and the types of compounds and substances that can exhibit those kinds of those attractive and repulsive forces. And that's going to be kind of very helpful to that. The lab this week, you're looking at the characteristics, melting and boiling points of substances. Again, very similar to a lab we would have done if we were on campus for this. Finally, keep in mind the dates, and I mentioned this in our announcement yesterday. Everything for chapter 14 is due Sunday, May 10th, right up till 11:59 p.m. Tomorrow, which is May 6th, the units reopen. So you'll have access to quizzes. You'll have access to actually just to those quizzes, but all those quizzes will close May 11th. And then finally, the final for this course. In the course shell, you will see the folders for the finals. The final for this course, again, opens May 12th, which is a week from today, and it closes May 14th at 11:59 p.m. So you've got a 3-day period that you can use to take the final. Make sure you have all the information you need before you start that final. So if you have any more questions, please contact me. I'm going to send out one more announcement right before the finals so that you know what's going on, to remind you of everything. And with that, take care. I'll talk to you soon.